Hello, everyone, and thanks for giving us a listen. If you'd like to show our support, please check out our Patreon and Linktree under Interactive Distractions for access to additional Day 1 content, as well as to be part of our awesome community. Thanks again, and we hope you continue to be distracted.
Hello and welcome to Interactive Distractions, episode number 442. My name is Christopher Keo, and I am here with Jason A. Striker.
Hey, that's me. Hi. How are you?
And no Travis Bond. My God, we have Geoff Jordy. Travis is out.
Don't you ever do that again.
I apologize. Hey, let's start over. Can we start over? Let's just start over. And Geoff Jordy.
What up, guys?
Today we got some distractions and news. We got a little bit of content from one of our listeners that we very much appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're going to jump right into it. Jason, how are you this week, sir? What is up?
I feel so alone. I feel so empty. I'm
feels
here.
So good.
Yeah, it feels so good actually, because nobody's here at the house besides me. So,
where's the fam?
The fam is out camping, doing a Boy Scout retreat. And I'm here by myself because I'm in a big surgical boot. The boot keeps getting bigger, by the way. I was in a medical shoe, like a post-op shoe, and now I'm in a big fucking boot that goes halfway off my leg. Yeah.
Any end in sight for that? I mean, I've been
in this
a year and a half or so, right?
No, it's been years, and for various reasons. I've had multiple wounds in my foot. I had an amputation. Now, the fucking kicker
just a toe, not his foot, just his toe.
It was just a little amputation, just a little.
I feel like I need to qualify that. It's still an amputation, but
it was a big toe. It was a big toe to be sure, but it was still just a toe. But this one came from just a blister on the bottom of my foot, but it was on the ball of my foot, so it's like that's where all the pressure is. So this thing refuses to heal, and I've been in it like Chris said, like a year and a half. So we finally put it in the surgical boot. I'm at a new podiatrist, and we're hoping that this does the fucking trick, and I can get out of this goddamn thing. But yeah, hiking and
maybe not go to a butt doctor for your feet.
Yeah,
probably a good one.
True. Yeah. But yeah, hiking, doing Boy Scout related activities, not that easy when you're in a big,
not that ideal. No,
big boot. So yeah, I'm here by my lonesome, and I'm going to watch some scary movies, and I'm going to podcast with you guys. So here I am.
Excellent.
It's a weekend.
Yeah.
I'm glad we get to be a part of that.
Yes. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Geoff, how are you, dude?
I'm doing all right. We got our Thanksgiving weekend coming up this week.
Oh, so that's right.
Another long weekend for myself. We had one last week too.
You had a Thanksgiving last week?
Not a Thanksgiving, a long weekend.
Okay.
No. Yeah, after my my like 6-month long weekend, I had 4 days of work last week and had a long weekend already. So and then another one this week. So yeah,
that's rough.
But life is hard in Canada.
I know, right? At least you know what? At least I have it hard. You are just in a boot. So yeah,
a boot what?
A boot. Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah, Canadians. Us rascals.
Can you hear my eyes rolling? I'm just wondering.
Speaking of Canadians, the Blue Jays were in the playoffs for a minute. And
for a minute? Are they out of it?
It really wasn't much longer than a minute.
Oh, fuck.
Yep. They made the wild card, so it was a best out of 3 series.
With, right?
Yeah, with Minnesota, and they scored 1 run in 2 games, and they lost both games.
Oh,
so,
well,
yeah, I won't get into the sports ball details, but the managers and upper management made a really shitty decision on pulling one of their best pitchers who was having one of the best games in like the second inning for some reason, or third, because they had some plan that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it makes sense on paper if you're an analytics guy, but yeah, I think that they weren't going to win anyway. But anyway, so that was
wait. Why would you ever pull a starter in the second inning?
So the theory was for the upper management was he's not the best.
I'm sorry,
pitcher.
I want sports ball talk now. I want to know what the fuck's going on.
He's not the best against left-handed hitters. So after the first through the cycle, when they after the first couple innings, the second time he was going up against the left, they have a string of left-handed batters. So they decided as a strategy, they were going to pull him out for that. And of course, once you pull a pitcher, you can't put him back in. But he was having a great game. Like, he was pitching out of his mind. And I'm one of the people that are like, okay, analytics are great and everything, but you ride that fire. When the player's on fire, stick with them until they. And what happens? They pull him.
I know that. Yeah,
they bring in another pitcher, and Minnesota goes up by 2.
Oops.
And it's like, yeah, all right. I think the final score was 2-0. Actually, it might have been 3. It might have been 3-0. But yeah. So anyway, that was the excitement of baseball playoffs here, and then
now you just got to root for Atlanta.
Yeah, sure. Are they? I don't even know if they're. Whatever. I think I'm not even like a big baseball guy. I just love to root for the home teams in the playoffs.
Atlanta's the number 1 seed. They had the best record in the league this year.
Gotcha. Not surprising. They always seem pretty good.
Well, the past few years they've been pretty damn good. It's almost like it's the 90s again. Like 90s in Atlanta.
That's when the Jays were good.
The Jays beat they beat Atlanta in the World Series one year in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. So, and Minnesota. No, Philly. Never mind. Sorry, not Minnesota. It was Philly. Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, so other than that, looking forward to the long weekend, and got some family stuff planned on Sunday, Monday, and gonna be doing some work around here and gaming and stuff like that. Nice. That's about it. Okay. Chris, how about you, buddy?
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, I'll stick to the sports ball a little bit. Going to the Atlanta United game tomorrow. It's going to be the last one of the regular season for Major League Soccer. Atlanta did make the playoffs, and they have a home game. Nice. So I'm actually going to be. I have season tickets to them, and I haven't been able to go as much this year. But I split the tickets with one of Jason and my friends, Serena's nephew.
Right.
So Nace. Yeah. Nice. So I'm going to end up, I bought the tickets, and I'm going to actually, for the playoffs, and then I'm going to just sell them to him, and he's going to go. And then, I have to make a decision about what I'm going to do about next year, but I am looking forward to going to the last regular season, game of this year. They're always fun. Like the stadium is fantastic. Like Mercedes-Benz Stadium is probably one of the most incredible buildings I've ever been in. It's a great stadium. But besides that, I mean, work shit, which I'm not going to get into. Family shit, which is fine. Computer has been up and running for 2 straight weeks, so I think that we fixed the problem.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you. And then, I think that's about it.
Okay.
So let's talk some games.
All right.
And I know Geoff has a couple of new things, so I'm going to pass it.
I do. A couple new things and some old stuff, updates. One game I dove into was Cocoon. Not sure if you guys have heard of this one.
I've seen a little bit of it. Yeah. It's like
I've heard of it. I don't know what it is, though.
You jump into this cocoon, and then you go to that cocoon, and
you're like a robot looking kind of bug creature that can go in between worlds when you're holding these certain orbs and going to these orbs. It's done by one of the ex-Playdead guys, and they did Limbo and Inside.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had a falling out, and one guy went and made Somerville. Then I guess this guy went and made this. And so far, this is much better, at least in my opinion. Somerville it didn't really grab me at all. This is pretty good. The puzzles, it's a puzzler, basically. It's not really a platformer. It's basically a puzzler with some basic combat, but the combat is also kind of puzzle based and actually it's pretty good. I mean, you'll fight bosses, but you're not like attacking the boss. You'll have to do something, and it'll open up like a orb, and you have to like kind of fly up and drop the orb on the boss, that type of thing. And then another pattern will happen. You have to do that kind of like 3 times, but it's different for every boss, and everyone's been pretty cool. The puzzles they're the kind of puzzles that are not super hard, but they're not easy. They're the perfect level of every time you do one and figure one out, you're like, I'm a fucking genius. Like, it's just like, oh yeah. Like, you don't get that like, oh, that was fucking easy. Anyone could have done that. And you're also not banging your head constantly being like, oh my God, what do I do here? Like, there's a couple times where I thought I was stuck, and then I was like, well, let me just try this over here. And you're like, whoa, all right, yeah, I'm a genius. So yeah, I've been plugging away at that. Totally highly recommend it. I think both you guys would like it. Okay. I wouldn't even say like if you liked Inside and Limbo, because it's really not like either of those.
It doesn't seem like it.
No. The only thing maybe is the environmental kind of storytelling, if you want to even call it that. Just I don't know what's going on, so I can't even say that. It's just, I don't know. You're in this world that's kind of like a biological / mechanical world, and it's colorful, and it's one of those games. It's a perfect palate cleanser, especially now with all these like serious games out there and big AAA ones. I think it's $20 or $25. And it is on Game Pass if you have Game Pass.
Yeah, I was going to say.
My Siri's talking to me. Yeah. So so if you guys haven't played that one, I would definitely check it out, especially if you have Game Pass.
Cool.
It won't hurt.
Okay.
So it'll be pretty short too. So I might have that beat by next week.
Speaking
another
of Game Pass,
one. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, speaking of Game Pass, yeah.
No,
this is one that
for you. Go for it.
Yeah, I was looking forward to this when it was first announced, and then it got delayed for Xbox, and it came out on PC last year, Jason, or earlier this year.
At least 10 months ago. It was
I was gonna
close
say
to a year ago.
It's been a bit. But that's Warhammer Darktide.
Yeah.
And it's kind of got that Vermintide feeling, but it's with the science fiction kind of aspect where you got guns and the Warhammer. What do you say, Warhammer 40K? Is that the proper one? Because I don't know. There's so many different Warhammers.
Yeah, so like Vermintide was Warhammer as well, but that's like more dark fantasy. This one is, it's got guns and shit, and they're on spaceships. So sci-fi, dark sci-fi.
Yeah. It's like dark sci-fi. You got like magical, like at least the character I am. You have magic abilities. It's got that kind of. I'm not far into it. I played the prologue and the training. And then when I went to do the first mission, it's one of those games where you need to. It's multiplayer only. You can't play single player.
Yep.
So, and I was not in the mood to party up with like 3 randoms, and no one was really around to give it a shot on Xbox. So that's pretty much where I stopped. Stopped at.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
your journey is just beginning, my friend. Oh my god, this game is pretty fucking good.
Is it?
Yeah, I played the prologue and the intro and stuff and the training and stuff, and I'm like, okay, all right, this is the Left 4 Dead kind of game, whatever. But as soon as you fucking get into it, and like these waves of fucking enemies come at you, and the Jesper Kid soundtrack is just fucking rocking at you. This game really shines. Like it's a lot of fun to play. It's pretty rad. So you should really play it with some people. I offer myself up. So
okay, cool. And I'll hit you up with that because is it crossplay? Do you know?
Yeah, it is actually.
Oh, okay, perfect. Mm-hmm. I would definitely want to check that out.
And I don't know about that.
Yeah,
crossplay. Oh, I think a crossplay with Microsoft PC.
Probably
because I was trying to.
It's got a Fat Shark identity that you've got to like plug in. So I think that's shared between all the different platforms. I've got it on Steam, and it prompted me to give people my Fat Shark ID.
Your shark, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Because I had one of my tabletop groups is playing it, and they were playing it on Steam. And I was looking at it on Game Pass, and if I remember correctly, and I looked up to see if it was crossplay between Game Pass with Game Pass PC and Steam, and it said no. So I don't know. Maybe I'm
even booting up the Game Pass version of it. It says that you will encounter crossplay interactions. So I believe I believe it's set up for that.
Steam too. Right. I can see. Yeah, definitely.
Steam
said
as
that
well.
Shark thing because I know it would definitely work between Game Pass PC and Game Pass Xbox for sure. But we'll definitely have to look into that.
I don't think it's on Game Pass
PC?
or PC. Yeah, I didn't see it on there.
Oh, well, then if it's not, then yeah, it's got to be then.
Then I don't remember what I was looking at. Maybe it was Epic or something.
Anyway.
Oh, maybe. It seems to be okay on Xbox right now. I remember when I first tried the prologue the first time, it did kind of it does have a lot of shimmer to it, which is usually a resolution thing, and it's got a lot of effects going on, and the game looks awesome, but it looks awesome with not a great resolution in the kind of mid to far distance. I hope that's something they kind of clear up, because I did try the quality mode and it does clear most of that up. But the problem with the quality mode is it's supposed to be 30, but it didn't feel lock 30 when I was trying it. It wasn't like, even going from something like Starfield to that, I felt like, ooh, okay.
A little bit of a bump. Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. So if they can just get it locked, maybe. But I definitely prefer the 60, and it still does look good. It's just that shimmering thing is kind of the shimmering, and there's some texture pop in, quite a bit of it actually. When it pops into like the higher res textures, but yeah, it seems pretty cool. I'll definitely try it. I'll hit you up, Jason, for sure.
Yeah, please do.
I guess another one that I've been going at that you guys haven't been playing, I guess I'll get to that now, is Lies of P. I'm at the very end.
Oh yeah.
The very, very end of that, actually. I was going to finish that up tonight, but I realized there's one kind of smaller area I still need to do, so I'm going to do that tomorrow morning. I really like it, man. It's in my top 3 Soulsborne games of all time already, unless it really fits the bed at the very end, which I doubt it. It's
and that's on Game Pass too.
It is, yeah. Yeah.
Warhammer 40K Darktide is on PC Game Pass.
It is? Cool.
Yeah, it is. So
good to know. Get on that.
Yeah.
We can play.
I think I need to, because there's a lot of stuff on here now that I want to play. There's Cocoon, Darktide, Lies of P. Lies of P, I'll be honest, I probably won't get very far, but I'll try it.
Yeah.
Starfield, Sea of Stars. Yeah, there's quite a bit on here.
There's a lot. Yeah, rocking on Game Pass right now.
Good stuff.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying it. I got a few nitpicks here and there. Mostly comes down to, I think too many of the enemies have like heat seeking and like homing attacks. That those were in Bloodborne and the Souls games, but I feel like they had a narrow window where you knew if you dodged to a certain point, you were still safe. And this, I feel sometimes it's like, whoa, they just almost did like a 180 turn when they started their animation for this move. And there's like no way you could dodge it. You have to do the perfect parry. And sometimes that just isn't possible. And it's just like, well, that fucked me. But it has been like, it's been pretty, I would say kind of easy-ish. I mean, there's only been 2 bosses that took me more than like 3 tries, but those 2 bosses that took more than 3 tries took a lot more than 3 tries. And but it wasn't like Elden Ring or some of the other ones where I would be stuck on a boss for like a couple hours. And part of that has to do with throwables right now are kind of OP. If you have your throwables up to like, you can carry 6 and you have multiple of them, you're pretty much guaranteed to at least get the boss's health down to like a quarter. And if they have 2 phases, you're going to wipe out the first phase, like no problem, to the point where it's like laughable.
Nice.
So it is kind of like a I win mode in a desperate situation, but it doesn't work with all of them. For the vast majority, it has. That's something to keep in mind if you do play it and you do kind of get frustrated. Just buy a bunch of pulse cells and or throwing cells and flames or thermite and shit and shot puts and just toss them, and yeah, it's take them down pretty quick. Nice. But it's awesome. I love it. It's gonna be up there on my game of the year list for sure, and a game that I didn't even think I was gonna get to it this year, so that's good.
Yeah, that one, I'm not going to say that it came out of nowhere, because there was the demo and the demo hit pretty good, but like it's kind of derivative of it invokes the Souls series an awful lot. So it very well could have shat the bed and, just been a clone, but it seems like it's doing something different.
Yeah, it is a From Software game. Like if no one told me that it wasn't and said, "Hey, this is their new game," I'd believe them in a heartbeat. Just that's how much they ape it, but they do add their own. The story is much easier to follow. The game tells you if you pick up an item that you need to give to another character, the game lets you know that. Yeah. And I think that's something that some enthusiasts are going to be like, well, that's whole part of the thing. I'm like, sure, I get Jesus that, Christ. But that's going to get more people into it because I can follow some of the lore by playing the game. I don't have to watch a fucking lore video or like look at everything like it's a riddle. And that was nice. Like when you go back to the hotel, it'll tell you which characters you should talk to. They have something new to say, something interesting to say. And it gave it a better flow. I always felt like I never felt like I was lost in what was going on, which I really liked. And I think that's kind of like some flair they put on. And yeah, like you said, dude, it was one of my most anticipated games this year until I played Thymesia. Because then I was like, because that looked really good. And then I bought that day one and it wasn't that great. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, this is like another thing. It's an indie developer, really likes the Souls stuff. How is this going to be good? And I didn't mind the demo, but I'm like, that's just the demo. But no, it's the hype's real. It's good. Highly recommend.
That's cool.
That's all I've been playing. That is pretty much everything.
Not bad. All right.
Yeah. Jason, what do you got?
I've been dipping into some old stuff. Apparently, that Cyberpunk game is pretty fucking good. Jesus Christ.
It is.
When it first came out, so it was my most anticipated game that year, without a doubt. Like I love what CD Projekt Red did with The Witcher, that world building. Just their fucking craft. I guess I really enjoyed. However, they do have a knack for putting out games that are broken, and Cyberpunk was one of those games. And
yes,
from a technical aspect, like that game was pretty fucked up. So I steered clear because I like really wanted to like it. So I said, I'll come back later, and it's later now because that patch 2.0 hit, and they improved on a lot of stuff. They added that new expansion as well. So like now's the time to hop in and check it out for realsies this time. And I'm doing that, and I'm really digging it. I'm staying up awfully late, and I really shouldn't be, but I'm not getting a ton of sleep, and it's Cyberpunk good. Related. Yeah, that game fucking rules. Holy shit. I like it a lot, but
it was great, man. I loved playing it, and the DLC's out now, and I have a feeling that based on what I'm hearing, rather than going back and just starting and playing my old game and trying to do the DLC, I think I'm better off just starting a new game. But the problem is that the game is
one at the time.
It's big, man. The game is big.
They give you the option of jumping directly to the Phantom Liberty stuff if you want to. If you started a brand new game, like after this most recent patch, they give you the opportunity to just jump ahead if you want. There's that.
All right. That's good to know.
They spent $125 million since the launch of Cyberpunk to get it to where it is now. That is insane.
That is.
That's crazy.
But I mean, that game's still selling. People are still buying it too. So.
Dude, it sold well when it was a broken mess. Like it was still like top in the charts.
I think I saw something that it sold like 20 million copies or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was something like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up at one point. But yeah, I mean, it's great.
In the meantime, what the fuck is Assassin's Creed Mirage? I'm curious.
Like, what is it?
Yeah, what is it? Is it a full-fledged Assassin's Creed game? Because it seems like this game came out of fucking nowhere.
Well, they talked about it. We've talked about it earlier in the year. Yeah, we absolutely did. It was
they announced
a conversation that we had because one of the problems that I've had with Assassin's Creed recently is they're trying to make them too big. Like, I don't want to explore the entire fucking country of Greece, okay? That's not what I want to do. That's too much. Like, give me a little area. And one of the questions that I had about it, and Travis and I had some back and forth, is are they kind of reining in the map a bit and bringing it back to kind of what it was with 1, 2, and 4. I'd never played 3, so and he said maybe. So I don't know. I mean, I think he's playing it, so we'll have to ask him next week.
No, I think I don't think he got it.
Oh, okay.
I played probably about 10 minutes of it so far, and it seems like that kind of game for reals. But at the same time, it's like it's a cheaper price point. So I wonder what the hell.
Apparently, it is shorter.
Yeah,
and a lot. Yeah, you can beat the game in like 20. I think it's like in the 20s or something.
I am more likely to play it then.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you.
They did announce it back when they had that Assassin's Creed announcement thing. Remember when they announced like 12 Assassin's Creed games?
Yeah, there was that one and the side scrolling one.
Yes, and there's like the one that's going to be next year, which is the Japan one, I think.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But originally, Mirage was Valhalla DLC that they decided to do as a standalone. So
really, okay,
yeah, because I'm sure we can spoil fucking Valhalla because it's forever old, and this isn't even much of a spoiler. But the main character you are in Mirage is also in Valhalla.
Oh, okay.
So it was going to be like a DLC, and they're like, hey, maybe we can let's try this, have its own thing, kind of like, you know, like you said, like rein it in, make it more like the original Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. And from people I know that are playing it, they do say it really does remind them of 1, but it also has its problems that 1 did better than this. So that's kind of like,
okay, that's disappointing.
Like certain things like assassinating somebody while you're walking around doesn't look as natural or as cool, like just stuff like little things like that kind of were the things that made the first one really cool, because the first one had a lot of issues. Like I thought it was okay. I thought it was a good building block for what they did for 2, and then
I would agree.
I didn't play 3 either. 4 was really good. A lot of people swear by Brotherhood and Revelations, but I didn't play those either. But yeah, no, I don't know. I was gonna pick it up. Honestly, today I had an itch, and I was like, "What am I doing? I'm not done with shit I already have." And Spider-Man's in like what, a week, 2 weeks, week and a half,
20th, a couple weeks, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I can, and also that's something I can pick up. It's Ubisoft, so it's going to be cheap in like, I don't know what day's today, so it might be discounted by next week.
Monday, yeah,
yeah, Monday, exactly. So what did you? So I think you're going to see it out, or you just kind of got it out of curiosity and like,
I'm playing Cyberpunk, man.
Yeah. So just to confirm,
that's what it's about.
You've never played through Cyberpunk initially?
No,
like at all?
Have not.
Oh,
I played probably about, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, I think, of the first, like when it first came out.
Ran into too many technical problems.
So you didn't even play it when I got the current gen update even, huh? Like when the first big update?
I checked that out for real. Like and it looked great. And I'm like, yeah, okay, it looks better, but I'm still
more's coming.
Yeah, I heard, more was coming. So I sat it out, and here I am, and I'm enjoying it.
I'm kind of envious in a way.
I am too.
You get to experience it like
I'd love to be able to go back and play that. I'd love to go back and play it for the first time in its current state. You know, so.
I played it at launch and I liked it. I didn't have much problem with it at all. I mean, it had its problems, but I still liked it. Then replayed it when the current gen patch came out and saved it right before the end.
Oh, and actually, but now there's so much more cool shit.
Oh. Well, yeah, I know. That's why I'm going to go in. I'm just going to, because I saved it right before the point of no return in the main story. So I can still do everything that they added into it without a problem. So it's not like I'll be missing much of anything except for, and I get to respec my dude, or my girl V.
I am a little disappointed based on some of the things that Travis mentioned about them scaling back some of the powers, because that was the direction I took my character to.
Well, I wanted to ask him which he was talking about, because like when they had the current gen patch, that's when I played through it the second time, and I played my character totally different. I barely touched the tech stuff my first playthrough. I was just like guns blazing basically, and stealth like with weapons. And this time I did build up like those the tech tree where you can fry people's brains on fire
afterburn and things like that.
But every time I did one of those, I was also getting that tracking notification.
Yeah, but the tracking was not as instant and accurate as it is now. It's like that's what
I can't compare them. Yeah, I can't, because the way he made it sound, I thought he was saying they didn't have that. Like they just didn't have it.
It was there.
Yeah.
It just wasn't.
Whenever they're tracking me, I get like 2 lines like pointing in different directions. And I've got to run to one of the lines, and like there's either a net runner there or there's somebody else that they're using to track me. So if I kill one of those dudes, like the tracking doesn't happen. Like
that seems fair.
That's I don't know if he was having the same situation or what, but it seems like whenever they're tracking me, like there's a timer of sorts. Before.
Yeah, that's what was happening to me too. But I didn't know what to, like. I was just like, well, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing until they know where I am.
Is it
fuck
obvious who is doing it to you?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, that's the big thing, because
there's
I
big
don't
lines drawn directly like above their head.
Oh,
like
really?
this guy right here.
Yep.
There's like a big finger pointing down at him. This
much.
one. I because I don't remember it being that obvious who it was that was trying to track
same.
you. But the tracking didn't go off every single time that you used one of your powers.
Okay.
So and based on what Travis said, it's pretty much if there's a net runner around, they're tracking you no matter what you do. So I don't know. It's something I'll probably have to go back and experience at one point or another.
Definitely. Yeah, I plan to jump in after I'm done with Liza P.
Nice.
Tomorrow.
Cool. Good
Anything
stuff.
else, Jason?
Man. Cyberpunk. That's about it. I want to hear about Baldur's Gate 3. If anybody's been playing that.
I rolled credits on Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes.
I finished up my single player playthrough. 170 something hours. Like I just did.
Wow.
Whatever.
I just did everything. Like if there was a quest on my quest log, I was like, no, I'm doing that first. And I really honestly enjoyed every second of it. I really did. So I've got 2 multiplayer games going on right now. I've got the one with you guys that we do on Tuesday nights, which we missed this week, unfortunately.
Oh, we're gonna have to talk about that actually.
No.
Are we?
We can switch into Monday nights.
No, it has nothing to do with the nights.
Okay.
I totally forgot my my PS Plus ran out today.
I'll pay for your PS Plus.
I don't have plans on re-upping it, and then I was like, well, fuck, I have the save game, so I don't know what's going to happen there. So I got to see. I got to see what the basic.
We'll chip in for like 3 months or something like that.
Oh, you don't have to do that. I'll just have to decide whether I want the extra or the essentials or whatever, and
just get the
figure it out from there.
Very basic bare bones. That's all I'm doing.
Get
now.
the essential.
Whatever gives me online.
Yeah, that's essential. Yeah. It's just basic PS Plus. You don't need plus or plus.
Yeah.
The ending of this game was really great. The entire ending sequence, and there is a very, very huge decision that you have to make entering the end of this game. And I'm like, I'm going to save this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come back and I'm going to do it both ways because I want to see what happens. And I'm so glad I did it that way. Like the last 2 hours of the game, and like there's a gauntlet of a fight to get to the end. But man, it was just so enjoyable. I can't say it. I don't think anything's going to top this for Game of the Year for me at this point. I mean, this might be my favorite RPG of all time at this point. And we played our multiplayer game on Wednesday, and that one is it's me and some of the Destiny folks. So Omer, Jerry, and Nogric, Greg, and we got to the windmill in Act 1.
Yep.
And we didn't exactly coordinate very well before starting that fight. And
there's a lot of dudes there. Shit.
There's a lot of dudes there, yeah. And let's see. Nogs is running a paladin and he went down.
Oops.
And then I'm running a bard rogue, and I came up the opposite direction and I backstabbed a couple of dudes and actually killed 2 dudes before I even got into initiative.
Okay.
And then so once I killed the 3rd dude, I actually went to try and res Greg, which never happened. He failed all his death saves. So he's dead. And I have actually never seen this before, but we got over there to use the Revivify scroll, and his body was fading away as we used it.
Wow.
So it was like it's 1 minute. Revivify can only be used if they're like within 1 minute of death. So his body was literally fading away as we used it.
Not bad.
But we still had we had a great time. We went after the face spiders and we got our asses handed to us, and it did not go well. But it's still just a ton of fun. But yeah, that's a great game. So now that I finished that, I flipped back over to Final Fantasy. Man, Final Fantasy, I got to give them their like recap stuff. Like the journal is really good. Yep. Like I went through and I just I just kind of read all the entries in the journal to get myself back into what was happening. And I would say within 3 or 4 fights, I was back into the swing of the combat too. Nice. Like it all felt really good getting right back into it. And I hadn't played it in 2 months, right? So I don't know how long the game is, but what I can say is I just got
it's not 170 hours.
Not 170 hours. I just got the Leviathan powers. So it's the fourth one.
Yeah.
The fourth icon. So I'm thinking I'm maybe around the halfway point ish. I don't know.
But, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think where that is.
This is going to sound shitty, but I don't remember most of that fucking game.
All you remember is that you enjoyed fighting shit. That's what you remember.
Yeah, I had a good time mashing square for like 70 hours or something. Yeah. That was square, hold square, triangle, dash, let go of square.
Is Leviathan before or after the Titan powers?
Because I remember the Titan fight. The Titan fight was really fucking good.
That's what I'm trying to get at to see if he's done that yet.
Right.
The Titan fight. I don't remember that. So
you would remember the Titan fight. Yeah.
So there's 4. I've got 4 icons. I've got the fire one. I've got the bird one. Right.
Yeah.
That's the second one you get, and then the lightning one. And then you get the I think it's Leviathan.
What is
it?
do?
Earth power. It's Earth powers.
Earth powers is Titan.
Yeah, it's Earth.
That's the Titan one.
Okay. Well, the Titan fight was. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, right?
No,
so,
I mean, played it, but
people listening.
Nobody else is here.
People listening.
Let's put it this way: that the Titan fight is like memorable. Like you would be right away and be like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I did that." So if that doesn't stick out in your mind, just put the game down.
I fought a dude.
Yeah.
And we were talking about amputations earlier.
Was this dude able to clap afterwards?
No, he was not able to clap afterwards.
Okay, all right, that was a Titan fight.
Okay, yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah, really enjoying that. My hope is that I can finish that up before Spider-Man on the 20th. So that's going to be kind of my focus. But
it's really not that long unless you do a lot of the side stuff. You can do it.
And I do. That's the problem. It's like I can't help it. I'm kind of a sucker that way. I see a quest marker and I'm like, ooh, something to do. And then Spider-Man and Mario both come out on the 20th, and I took that day off. Yeah. So I'm hoping that I can finish up before those come out, because I'm going to go pick those up and play them on the 20th.
Nice.
And then probably after that, I'll jump into Game Pass and start playing Starfield and some of that other stuff. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. But that's it for me.
All right, not bad.
Good stuff. We got a few news items. Geoff, I collected them. Do you want me to do it, or you want me to pass it to you?
Doesn't matter. I can go for it. I can read. I can read good sometimes.
You read good. All right.
Castlevania. Chris, have you heard of it?
I have heard of it. Have you guys watched it? Have you watched it?
I still need to catch up on the original.
You said you were on season 3 of the original, right?
Season 3 of the original, yeah.
Did you finish up season 3?
No, I watched one episode so far.
Okay, season 3.
Busy. I'm actually working now.
Sure, that's fair. But season 3, in my opinion, of the original Castlevania series is where it peaked. It is the best of the 4 seasons. That doesn't mean 4 is bad. It just means that 3 was fucking amazing. And then, but 4 is almost as good. I just wasn't. I think I was. I thought the direction they went was interesting with how they finished up season 3 and then went into season 4. Nocturne is, of course, about Richter. And for those who haven't watched it yet, it's early in Richter's vampire hunter career. So he's very unsure of himself. And you obviously, well, if you haven't played Rondo of Blood, Richter's first game, you do get to meet Maria, and Maria does have her power, like the powers that she had in Rondo of Blood. And I love the way they do it. Like, it's really, really cool the way that they integrate those powers into the universe and how it actually would work. But it was a great ride. It's 8 episodes, and first couple were a little bit slow, and then it picks up. And then by the time you're on episodes 7 and 8, at the end of it, I was like screaming because it was over. Right? Nice. It was really, really good. But I want to see it. The news item that Geoff is going to allude to.
Oh, I wanted to say real quick. There's a Giant Bomb reference in Easter egg in Nocturne. There? Yep, there is. Yeah.
I saw you put this on the Twitters.
Yeah. Brad Shoemaker, when he was a kid, he played like Simon's Quest, and one of the songs, Chris, that you're very familiar with, is like da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. He made up lyrics to that song. And he called he called it Barkerville, and that's where all the werewolves live, or something like that. But he talked about that on a video one time, and it didn't go viral, but like a lot of people knew about it. Anyway, there's a headstone in Nocturne that says Brad S. Barkerville, and
nice. That's so awesome.
Like, yeah, one of the background animators like responded to my tweet and said, "I fought so hard to get this in. That's so cool." That's pretty rad. Anyway,
yeah. So the news is it got renewed for season 2, Chris. So
it got renewed for season 2. I'm extremely excited. I would have been pissed if it didn't, because shit does not wrap up in 8 episodes. I'm going to let you guys know that. But it's a great ride, and it ends on a very, very cool high note, and I cannot wait.
Cool.
I'm really happy.
Another thing you probably shouldn't wait to do is, maybe just for security reasons and peace of mind, is change your PS Plus password. Because there was that, it started off as a rumor. There was that group who came out and said that they hacked into Sony's network and they have all this information, all this other stuff. They confirmed it. But it wasn't just Sony. They also hacked some of like the government as well as the BBC.
Oh, sure.
Right now they're confirming, not a big deal. They're confirming about 6,000 current and former employees have been impacted. They haven't confirmed that it's any PlayStation users yet, or the consumer base. So maybe don't worry, but just to be safe, that's the only reason we're kind of mentioning it. It's just go ahead and change it. You should probably change your passwords every once in a while anyway, just to be safe. But
yeah,
or double
the two-factor authentication.
Yeah, authentication. Yeah.
This I don't think it had anything specifically to do with PlayStation Plus. I'm actually looking for the article right now.
Well, just
I just can fucking click on it from here. Yeah, it's Move It, which is a file transfer platform, I believe. So unless you have access to that, I don't think it's gonna be an issue. But yeah, it talks about government agencies that use it, and BBC and CNN and British Airways. It's like, oh great, okay. But yeah, rough. Two-factor authentication.
Hackers, man. They're everywhere. Silent Hill. That's a series.
It is.
And remember, we talked about the Assassin's Creed thing, that the announce-a-thon. Well, Konami kind of did the same thing with Silent Hill. And they're saying that their Ascension interactive show type thing might be premiering on Halloween Day.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Good Lord.
At least it says there's a listing on Google Play. So it hasn't been confirmed yet and hasn't been officially announced, but that's a scuttlebutt. And this is a live action series, which is also interactive, and it's being developed by J.J. Abrams and Bad Robots Production.
Huh.
So, yeah.
How interactive
keep an eye out for that.
Here? Like thinking,
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I hadn't heard of this until I saw this news article.
I think it was announced on that thing, but no one really knew what it was. It was just like, oh yeah, it's like some show type thing.
Okay.
Sounds interesting. I figured it would probably be interesting on Halloween. So,
yeah. I don't know if that'll be good. Have you guys done any of those interactive? I know Dark Mirror did one. I never did that though.
Dark Mirror
I never watched that.
So we've done the Minecraft one.
There's a Dragon Quest one too, isn't there?
Yeah,
I think we did that one.
So yeah,
that was a Netflix one. We did that.
Yeah, there was a.
It was fine.
Yeah,
choose your own adventure. Like a choose your own adventure. Okay,
yeah, to choose your own adventure essentially.
All right, cool. Nintendo. Here's more closing of services that has been kind of a thing recently. They're shutting down the services for 3DS and Wii U in April 2024. You say yes?
No. Boo.
You won't lose your library. You'll still be able to download stuff. Because that would be really shitty if they totally just wiped all that out. And that.
I mean, that's a worry, right? I mean,
it is a worry
for me. Yeah.
Yep. It is a worry, but then part of me is always like, you know what? With emulation and everything, these games always find their way there somehow. So that the game preservation aspect of it, I'm kind of like, they'll be there, I think, somehow.
But at least you guys will still have your steel books and your collector's editions on your walls.
Damn right.
Meanwhile, I'll just be able to load Jason. My fucking PSP Vita, download whatever I want.
Yep. Hey, well, you can still play those steel books. keep eyes peeled for my Twitter soon. I'm going to be doing something with those shortly.
No, the shit I love right now is the past couple of Sony games that have had like the collector's editions come with steelbooks with no fucking disc. It's a download code, but you still get a steelbook in it. It's like, what is that?
See,
I don't understand. Horizon was that way, and I think God of War was like that.
I was like that too until I realized it. It makes sense because it's usually not always. Listen, hear me out. Because it's usually not always just a steel book, but they want to sell those things to collectors who might not have PS5 with the disc drive, or they have the Xbox Series S. So they have to just do a digital download code, because if they give a disc and a code, then technically you're getting two for the price of one. So it does make sense. At first I was like, that's so dumb, that makes no sense. But for collectors, they might want those collector's editions with everything else.
Those collectors that have digital only PS5s. That
they might,
I guess. I guess.
There's obviously a market for them.
I'm having trouble seeing where this conversation's going. I'm going to be honest with you at this point.
Oh, there's no conversation. It's just that's why they do it, because people who don't have a disc drive, they still want the collectible stuff. Like if you got a cool action figure, like if Baldur's Gate came out and you only had a PS5 digital, they had a physical edition with this kick-ass resin statue. Because the Baldur's Gate guys, they love that kind of shit.
They did, and I missed out on it.
Okay, but again, that was also just a digital code, because it's not on disc. So it gives those people the ability to get that stuff and not have to worry about having a disc that's useless to them. They can still get the game with it. It's either that or because remember what they used to start doing before they did this. The collector's editions wouldn't even have the game in some cases. They'd just be like, "Here's the extra shit," or
they still do that.
Consoles.
Still do that.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't recall one off the top of my head recently, but I do remember they definitely did that for a while. Mm-hmm. And then now they do this. I'm like, this is probably the better of the two evils, I guess. But yeah,
at least there's a download code.
Yeah, I mean, those discs are basically download codes these days, anyway.
Yep.
They're not really. There's not much on those things anyway. Mortal Kombat on Xbox is 2 discs.
What?
Yeah. Because I forgot to talk about it in Distractions. I played a little bit of that, but because I did the whole exchange thing, because I couldn't stand playing on the DualShock pad, so I got it on Xbox. It's on 2 discs. There's like an install disc and a play disc, like the old 360 days.
What the hell?
So
That game, man.
Yep.
Oh, that game. That game is good. That game is good, but it's missing a lot of shit. Holy shit.
Is it? Yeah, again, I have barely touched it. I've done like 2 chapters. I've done just after the Johnny Cage part of the story.
Okay.
And I'll talk about it more next week because I do have opinions on Mortal Kombat, but I don't want to be here like forever. So
all right,
I'll talk about it next week for show. What's next on here?
I don't know, Geoff.
Sorry, Chris put something in the Discord, and that you know how he is with like quests, side quests, and games.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
That's the collector's edition for Baldur's Gate.
Okay, well now I have to look at it because if you're going to mention it, now I have to fucking click on it.
Yeah.
Is it site? Look at all this. Look at oh my god.
I mean, it's obviously sold out, and I don't know. I don't even know how much it was, but
I remember this. I do remember seeing this. Yeah. It does come with a lot of cool shit.
Look at
but guess what? It doesn't come with, Chris. A disc.
It doesn't come with the discs, no. But it also doesn't come with the steelbook. So,
well, no. Some people throw that in there anyway. What was the next one on here? Oh shit! Yeah,
Nintendo. So right.
Yep. I'm just scroll down here, just seeing what we have next. I was fucking excited when I saw this news actually because we talked about Cyberpunk becoming awesome, them spending $125 million to get that up and running. There's been other games that I've had a similar like No Man's Sky that released in a very rough state. Now it's considered like a really good game, and there's a lot of people playing it. The one I was really waiting for was a Redfall, and it was promised a 60.
Oh my god!
Frames per second patch.
Every day I log in and just
don't you?
Isn't it?
And what usually happens?
I die every time that I play it because it's so awful. But
it's
every day I'm renewed because it's like it can't get any worse than this, right? So
no,
right.
Well, they finally released that patch today.
What?
So they've released a patch that gives it 60 frames per second. Well,
whoa.
You know what? You probably didn't because you probably woke up this morning and just thought to yourself,
today's the day when who gives the shit?
So that's a thing now. If you want to check, I am going to check it out just because I need to. I need to see if it's in any way better. Yeah, exactly.
They added Redfall on Game Pass.
It is.
It's okay. Good.
Yeah.
So I saw an article about Redfall recently that said that the player count is down in the single digits.
Sure.
And I decided to go look, and I'm on like Steam DB right now, and it's pretty high right now. There's actually 36 people playing. So
whoa, 36.
I don't know how much this will affect Steam users though. I think it's mainly for console. Yeah, because I think Steam you could still probably get it to 60 anyway. So I don't think that's.
Yeah, I just think it just takes more hardware than it should. That's the problem.
They've apparently fixed other stuff like they've added in more enemy stuff in the open world. Well, thank God, because that game was a ghost town, and the game isn't about ghosts, it's about vampires. You could walk for like 10 minutes and not even see an enemy. It was bad. They added in stealth kills in an arcane game, finally.
Wow!
Like you just whack people in the back and they just fall.
Sure.
Now apparently they actually have stealth takedowns in there.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it a shot.
So So they added like animations for the.
Yeah, they did add more stuff to it, but I mean I think it's too late. Like
yeah,
if they kept people updated, at least on what they were doing in like a timeline, I think it might have had a shot of at least saving some face. But at this point, especially this time of year, no one cares.
Wow.
Was this rushed out? Like, did Microsoft rush them to push this out? Like, or
I wonder.
So
yeah,
it was some employees of what apparently happened was ZeniMax wanted a games as a service game, as did everybody. Like around this time was in development. So they got Arcane to do, I guess Redfall. Arcane had an idea to do about a vampire game, whatever. They told them, well, this is going to be the games as a service game. It wasn't looking good. They didn't want to really do it. When Microsoft bought, I think we might have discussed this before, actually. earlier this year. But when Microsoft bought Bethesda and ZeniMax, the Redfall devs at Arcane were hoping that Microsoft would cancel it. But Microsoft was very hands off. They wanted Bethesda to just kind of do their own thing. And ZeniMax, of course, still wanted Redfall to happen. And yeah. So I guess Microsoft finally was like, you know what? We got to put it out. They announced it too early. It was one of their flagship games, and turns out it was not a good thing for them to focus a lot on that without really being hands-on-y.
Yeah.
So from what I gathered, Arcane didn't like the way it was coming out. They didn't really want to do it. And ZeniMax were like, nah, you kind of have to do it. So, yeah. So I don't know if they rushed it out, but they definitely were like, we're not putting any more money into this. Like no. We got to do something with it.
Interesting.
So, I mean, I never thought this patch was going to see the light of the day, to be honest, because we didn't hear anything forever.
I thought the studio was done pretty much.
Yeah, like you said, I thought they were done with it. So the fact that it even came out, I mean, and I kind of look at this and the reason I asked that question is I kind of look at this in the same vein as like when No Man's Sky first came out, because No Man's Sky first came out, you know, I was super excited about that game. And when it came out, I did enjoy what it was, but it certainly was not what they said it was going to be.
Yeah.
But as you said, they've put a shit ton into it. And now that game is amazing.
Hello Games was like firmly behind that game. I think even after, and they were completely heartbroken when they had to put it out when they put it out.
Yeah, and Sony absolutely rushed them to push it out. They absolutely rushed them to push it out. And I'm just wondering if this is a similar situation.
Well, it was. It's just ZeniMax and not Microsoft.
Like the difference is that like Hello Games like really wanted their game to succeed.
And, that part's different for sure. Yeah.
And
I don't think Arcane wanted to do Redfall.
Yeah, exactly. So they didn't want it
especially
to
the way
succeed.
I think they might have at first, and we're like, we could probably do this, and they were like, we want there's been some on record that they were hoping it would be canceled by Microsoft.
Right.
Like their heart wasn't in it, and you could tell. So yeah, so that part's different in terms of the publisher rushing it out. Yeah, I think ZeniMax were like, no, we need to do something with this. Microsoft were like, well, they're doing what they want to do, not Arcane, but ZeniMax. So yeah, we'll promote it and stuff. And then, yeah. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they were working on next. I mean, I hope they go back. I hope they're just given creative freedom to do what they want, but don't give them like a blank check or anything to do that, because I think they'll have to earn that back. For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's pretty much it for news.
Okay.
All right. Good stuff.
Yeah. We do have a listener question from the awesome Amy Maisie.
Hello, Amy. Thank you for your contributions.
As always, she said, name a soundtrack or song from a game that hits you different, that kind of makes you stop and listen, brings on the feels, or gets you pumped up. The music from Final Fantasy X or X hits me in the feels, and I can't help but close my eyes and focus when I hear the return of Xenarkand. I'm probably butchering that.
Sure.
Xenarkand piano start playing. Bonus. The OG Halo theme song is so good. I just have to sing along.
Oh.
So, there we go. Dun, 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 dun. Just at the top, that's one of my number ones. That's so many LAN parties. We'd have that just waiting to get all ready, drinking some beer, eating some food, and oh yeah.
Arms around one another.
Oh, for sure. In a stairwell, you got to do it.
Yep. My number one is, without a doubt, the God Eater opening music to the God Eater game, which is on my...
I've never heard it.
Well, it's
got guitars in it. That sounds awesome.
I would play it for you. It's on my PS Vita, which is down there somewhere. I'll go find it. You guys talk.
Okay, cool. Chris, do you have one? You don't have to go in any certain order or anything. Just something that's something that gets you hyped. Something that gets you no matter what, where you are, what you're doing.
So, I mean, the obvious one for me is Castlevania, and that's too obvious for me though. Like, but I think what's different is that outside of like the main stream like Castlevania songs like Bloody Tears and a couple others. Like my favorite Castlevania song that I like to listen to is actually from the first Game Boy game. Like it's and it's like I can't remember it's like Revenge from Stage 4 or something like that. But for some reason I love that track. And then the other game that really gets me, like the entire soundtrack, almost the entire soundtrack of Foxanadu is fucking fantastic. I absolutely love it. So I love like chip tunes, and I love remixes to chip tunes. And there's some really good stuff with that with Foxanadu.
My PS Vita is dead.
Oh no!
I'm sorry, my God Eater PS Vita is dead. That has God Eater on it, and it has a God Eater theme, and it plays the God Eater music. That's my song.
That's
okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
You just have the one? You don't want any more? I got a few. I'm sure Jason, you'll be able to piggyback on a couple of these for sure.
Probably.
One of mine, when it pops in my head, sometimes I go try to listen to it, but it's fucking indestructible. Street Fighter 4.
Yes.
Like
you know game. What? I was gonna say that as like a joke, and Oh,
did you have that queued up somehow?
Yes, I did.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
How?
Yes,
Okay. That we all made fun of it at first, and then it was like, it's so good. It's so good.
It's so good.
Just that brings me to an era like when I hear the Halo thing, going back to those LAN parties. That Street Fighter 4 era, just sitting on the couch, like waiting for people to jump online and get in the lobbies, and just so good, so good.
Can I play it one more time?
Yes. Okay, sorry. They deserve a Grammy.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's cutting out over the actual stream. Unfortunately,
don't worry about it. It's fine on the stream.
The people hear it on the
cool.
Yeah. We don't need to hear it.
Cutting out for us. Okay.
Yeah, no, fuck it. I live that song. Never mind. Sticking with the fighting game thing, the Killer Instinct theme for the new one. I guess that came out a long time ago now.
Yeah.
The Mick Gordon one. That's so good. So good. Sorry, what were you gonna say, Chris?
I'm actually looking for one of mine. I don't know if it's gonna come over the mic okay, but
I am a sucker for anime theme songs that have lyrics for whatever reason. And the ones that have hit me recently are from like Tales of Arise.
Okay.
And Scarlet Nexus. Like I will fire those games up. I keep them installed just so I can fire up and hear the intro and then shut it off, and I'm good. But I keep them around just for that.
They hit different. I like them too. Like especially when it's a female singer too. For some reason,
sure.
They just it's I'm down with that.
Absolutely.
Metal Gear Solid. I think its theme is really good. So good. Retroactively, what we should have done would have been cool is we should have given Jason all of our picks so we could have them ready to be like, hey, here's an example.
We did copyright strike.
Oh, that's right too.
I
forgot that's a thing. Yeah. And my last one is the Skyrim theme. I love the Skyrim theme. That's Go again. Let's go hunt goblins. Yeah.
Chris is still looking for his.
You there, Chris?
This is it. Yeah.
It's behind your lunar box set on your wall.
I'm a chiptunes guy, so let me see if this is going to come over.
Oh, that could be like the entire Streets of Rage 2 soundtrack.
Yeah, right? No kidding.
Boom, boom, boom.
Is that coming over?
Nope.
Yep. No.
I don't know why.
You're going to have to sing it.
I'm not going to do that.
Damn it.
I'm not going to do that. But that there was a lot of stuff that they did with that soundtrack when they only had like 8-bit chiptunes available that I just didn't hear on other games in Foxanadu. So like Like some of the music, it almost sounded like the chiptunes were echoing in like a large cave. I don't know. Like they were able to make that happen with the chiptunes, and it's immersive. I'll say it that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I dig it.
God of War. That's another good one. Fuck. You'll come back. You know what? They don't. The problem with game music now and themes is everything's so orchestrated that it all kind of blends in together. It's not to say they're not good. They're fucking awesome. Like Final Fantasy 16 has an amazing soundtrack. God, fucked if I can remember what any of them sound like.
And that's why I'm drawn towards the chiptune stuff, because that stuff's easy to remember. Like if it's something
it's catchy.
That hits, it's catchy, and it's like everybody knows Super Mario Brothers. Everybody knows Zelda. You know, and it's because it's that catchy chip tunes that it's rather simple and it's easy to remember. But yeah, like some of the more orchestrated stuff. Yes, while you're playing, it's amazing and you love to hear it.
Yes.
But if you're like sitting there trying to remember exactly what it sounded like, unless you are, listening to the soundtrack outside of the game, you probably don't know.
Yeah, we saw that a lot with Street Fighter 4, because you go back to Street Fighter 2 and like a lot of those tunes are recognizable. Guile's theme is iconic as hell. But then, you listen to Street Fighter 4 and like nobody has their iconic stage music anymore. It's all just kind of blends together, and that was a real bummer. So
even when they took out Indestructible, like after that, like I couldn't tell you like what. I
don't remember what it went to.
I know. It was just instrumental. I know that, but I can kind of hear it in my mind, but not like that. Anyway. That's it. Well, if you guys don't have another one, thanks, Amy, as always.
Yeah, thank you.
And you can always hit us up on Twitter. And we always read all the questions or any kind of replies or any kind of opinions you have on gaming throughout the week.
Yep, we love it.
On the show. That's it, gentlemen.
I think that's a show, gents.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please tell a few friends about us. Like, subscribe, and comment. All those things help us very much. You can check out our Linktree, and you can check out our Patreon. The Patreon community is growing, and we're having a lot of fun with them in Discord. So stop by, say hi. But that's it for today. So until next time, my name is Chris.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Geoff.
Play your games, and we'll talk to you next week.